It's your girl Arisza again. Welcome to Coaching the Elite. I'm a licensed clinical social worker, business coach, private practice owner, and I've built multiple six-figure business from the ground up. So since I've spent the last decade and a half helping other mental health professionals grow their practices, scale their income, and all that good stuff, I decided to start this channel so I can help people just like you. If you know someone that's practicing for the LMSW or LCSW exam, make sure you send them over to my LCSW Vibes page. That is where I tap into my inner teaching, inner self of being a test prep guru. And that is where I'm helping other people expand and expound upon their knowledge so they can pass their exam and they can come on over to this page and start their private practices and no longer work them 9 to 5s. All right. So here we're going to talk about business strategies, marketing tips, mindset shifts, all that good stuff. We're going to go from overwhelmed to making you feel elite. So if you're ready to take your private practice to the next level, sit tight and enjoy this episode as I talk to you about going from therapist to CEO. Now, this is an identity shift, and when you do this, it will change everything. So running a private practice is more than just seeing clients. It's building a business. And the moment I stopped thinking like just a therapist and started acting like a CEO, everything changed. When I say everything, everything changed. When I started out, I was hustling and grinding and seeing clients left to right, left to right, left to right, overwhelmed, stressed, definitely leaning to burnout. And then it hit like a light bulb. I needed to shift my mindset and tap into that CEO mentality. So this isn't about making more money. It's about thinking differently. It's about showing up differently. Today, I'm going to walk you through what that identity shift looks like and how you can make it. So you can start working in your business and start leading it. That is a huge piece, guys. A lot of times people own businesses, but if you work in your business in order to make it sustainable, then you are just a glorified worker that just happens to have a title that you own the business. But when you tap in and learn to build the business, you begin to lead it, and that shifts into the CEO mindset. So let me tell you about this. Before you start saying yes to everything, undercharging clients, handling all the admin work and everything at night, watch this video so you will know what to do so you don't start bad habits. You need to set aside CEO days or your admin days, whatever you want to call it. You need to build systems. You need to lead your team. You need to look at raising your rates so you can get money from the clients so you can better serve and better build your community. What triggered that shift for me? Burnout, absolutely. And also getting a mentor, someone who had did this before and did a great job at it. And I knew they were going to model what it looks like to have a great business. And that is what I did. I realized I was building a job at first and not a business. And that wasn't what I wanted my private practice to be. So let's tap into some signs that you're still thinking like an employee. Maybe you feel guilty when you take time off. Maybe you make decisions based on fear and not strategy. Do you wait for permission instead of trusting your gut? Are you afraid to raise your rates or either to market yourself and put yourself out there? Do you spill all your time in the business and not on the business? Think about those things. Do you fit any of those categories? Or maybe you're just starting out and you find yourself tipping into those categories. So I'm here to stop you before you go all the way in. So if you're doing all the work but not seeing the growth, it's not because you're lazy. It's because you're thinking like a worker and not like a leader. So let me tell you what a CEO looks like. Vision casting. Where do you want your business to be in 1 year, 3 years, or 5 years from now? What is your mission? What systems are you building? You don't have to do it all. You have to lead it all, but you don't have to do it all. So what systems do you have in place? Or what systems are you going to utilize so you don't have to worry about that?
Amy is a small business owner juggling everything, from marketing to therapy to admin work. She's overwhelmed and struggles to grow her business while keeping up with client communication. Then she discovers Better Client Care, an all-in-one CRM that unifies her inbox, automates follow-ups, tracks leads, handles missed calls, and simplifies invoicing and reviews. With better client care, Amy gets more clients, saves time, ranks higher on Google, and finally enjoys a dream vacation in Bora Bora.
Have you hired a VA, a virtual assistant, for those of you who are not familiar with the term, a biller, a credentialer, someone to do your admin work, or maybe even a second therapist? Do you have data-driven decisions? Are you tracking your income? Are you tracking engagement? Are you tracking the conversion rates? Not just the vibes and how things are going and how people are feeling per se. What about time protection? Do you control your calendar? Do you set CEO time? Time for self-care, time for your vision work, time that is non-negotiable. I'm a master at that. I will definitely take time if I don't do anything else, because my mindset and my ability to endure is very, very important to me. So the mind shift that you need to embrace is this. You need to go from, I hope they choose me, to I choose where I show up and who I serve. You need to go from, I don't want to seem too salesy, until I'm offering transformation and I'm offering value. You need to go from, oh my God, I'm so overwhelmed, to let me find a system, a coach, or a solution. You need to go from, I'm not in a session, I'm not making money. Oh my God, if I'm not in a session, I'm not making money. What can I do? Instead, think about how can you create recurring revenue. Think about this. When you change how you see yourself, your business has no choice but to shift to. That is words of wisdom for you guys. Change how you see yourself, and your business will have no choice but to shift into the same way that you see yourself. So here's some daily and weekly CEO habits for you to start with, that you can start with today. Not yesterday, but today. And not tomorrow, today. Block off half or full day weekly so you can work solely on your business. Track your KPIs. What are KPIs? Key performance indicators. That's your revenue, your cancellations, your consult conversions, your turnover, all of that stuff. These are the key indicators that you want to monitor and be able to check and be able to see how things are going. Review expenses and income weekly. What's flowing in and what's leaking out. I've done that and realized I'm paying for so many things that I just don't need to pay for. So I'm cutting it out. Create a monthly or quarterly plan. Something where you go over your content, your marketing, your strategies, your goals, all of that stuff. Monthly, quarterly, however you choose to do it. And most importantly, invest in you. Read, learn, join a community. Pour into yourself and pour into a community that is going to pour into you. If you had to rate yourself right now, 1, being a therapist only, 10, being a full-on CEO, where are you at on that scale? I'm going to drop my number and say I'm about an 8, 8.5. Trying to get to that strong 9, 10. But I'm getting there. So I'm curious to know where you at, and I am here to help you. Remember, you don't have to quit being a therapist to become a CEO. You just have to start leading your business like one. So if you're ready to stop surviving and start scaling, I've got the tools to help you. Check the description for ways to work with me, and make sure you subscribe, because next week we're getting into the real reason your practice might feel stuck. It's probably you. Until the next one, you have a great day, and thanks for joining me in this series.